Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I appreciate it. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Tuesday. Here it's starting to warm up. It's starting to get into the 50s. The sun is coming out. So New England is starting to come to life. All the little flowers are starting to come up and it's been gorgeous. So we have a lot to cover today for sure. And on a personal note, as you all know, I do have my brother's surgery next week. So on next Wednesday, if all of you could just send as much love and light to him, it's his right knee that is being completely replaced again. It's totally off to the side at this point. It's awful. And he's not on pain medicine on top of it. So and I'm still waiting for my engagement ring to come back. So I put the other ring Michael gave me, my citrine there, because I did have it and then I had to give it back because they basically destroyed the band. But I see a lot of you were asking me about setting a date, and we are actually in the process of doing that. So once I get confirmation for sure from the venue, I will let you all know. So yes, very excited. Annie's doing well. I know it's another question people always ask me. She's doing well. She was a bit sniffly, sneezy, but just like a human, I gave her some Benadryl and it seemed to have cleared it up some. So that's, always a good thing. Anything else? I don't know. If I think of anything else when we get to it, I'll let you know. Members, Thursday is a busy day. Please check the community tab. I've put it twice now this month, all the listings. And I've also made, if you see the camera jump, that was Annie. You'll see that I have a new video that I made about membership and a little bit about getting a reading with me, because people ask me all the time. And so, basically to become a member, you just click the join button. The join button's right there where it says community, videos, everything else when you're on my YouTube homepage. I know sometimes people will go to my website, but I don't have a membership program. I had to make that choice when I started all this, to either go with YouTube or to do it privately. And I went through YouTube. I thought it'd be easier. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I have no idea. But we have a lot to cover. I am going to do the 3-card pull again with the Grimalkin's Curious Cats, because it seems like a lot of you are enjoying that. So I don't even know where to begin. So, okay, let's start with, we all know about 45's indictment that's coming up, right? I predicted it. Lots of people predicted it, right? It's not a surprise. I don't think anybody is shocked about this, right? So we know that that's coming. And what I wanted to look at, because we know that's going to happen, I don't really feel like I need to read on that. But like I've said too, I do not believe that is the thing that takes him down. I think, how I look at it is, how when you apply for a job and you don't get it, but then the next one you do, or maybe the one after that you do, it's sort of like you had to go through that interview process to get yourself ready for the real thing. And so I think this is sort of like a preparation for all of us, and probably even 45, I guess, for the real thing that's coming. Yes, I do think he's going to have to deal with actually being indicted, but I don't think that's the thing that's actually going to just take him out. I don't, because I think they're going to have a hard time proving the absolute intent behind it, that it was indeed fraud, right? Because that's the only thing that they can really get him on in a real big way, where he would actually serve like real prison time. And, this is why, part of the reason why Michael Cohen is serving prison time, right? So I wanted to look at two things surrounding that. One, I did want to look at Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. He's the one that's been dealing with all this, with 45 falsifying the business records, all of that. I wanted to look at him and his safety. And then I wanted to look at our safety as a collective, because 45 once again has called for people to protest. And not just did he do that, he had his followers sign a petition and then ask them for money. So we asked him to sign a petition to not have him arrested. And then he said, okay, and please give me some money. So the New York Police Department and the Secret Service are all coming up with ways to keep all of us safe. So I wanted to look at those two things to start off with. So let's look at Alvin Bragg and let's see how he is. Let's see what's going on with him. I am sure this is a very stressful situation for him. Necessary, but stressful, nevertheless. I know what the other thing was that I was going to mention. The lighting. So I've been working with the lighting in this room because, like I said, this is kind of a dark room. It's upstairs. It has the low slanted ceiling because it's a house from the 1700s. So I know sometimes like it casts weird shadows and that sort of thing. You know, I'm playing with it. So please be patient. You guys were with me at the beginning when I was literally sitting on my bed. And I had an elastic band, one of those exercise bands, holding my tablet to keep it straight because I had no clue what in the heck I was doing. So please be patient with me with the lighting too. So it'll get better. Okay, so Alvin Bragg. Okay, I mean, this is a lot. Okay, this is a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff to unpack. Okay, so once things start going with this, they start going. So this is like, I think for someone like him, this is like a huge transition and transformation, right? He's just a typical DA. He's not used to being in the spotlight like this. So this is a huge transition, right? This is a time of change. There's 5 petals. 5s are about change. Also, for 45, this is a huge change. And this is the beginnings of the death of his way of life. 45, that is. Okay. Let me just ask Spirit how to read this one. Okay. My guides are saying this is how 45 is going to feel. He is going to feel like these 10 of swords, you know, like he has been backstabbed, betrayed, you know, like everybody should have been loyal to him and they weren't because, well, they're all getting arrested and going to jail, right? It indeed is going to court. This isn't going away. And once things start going in court, they start going. And this will start to pick up a lot of momentum. Okay? So just know that this whole thing with the hush money and Stormy Daniels, it is not going away. And there's more to come. But if you noticed, it wasn't as horrible as it could be for 45. Those were the other indictments that I read upon last week. Okay. But this is the beginning. This is the beginning of the death of his way of life. Let's take a look at our safety as a collective, right? Because we don't want another Jan 6 deal. And where 45 is calling for protests, and we know that his followers can get rather violent, right? We've seen that. Let's not pretend. I know there's those that try to make it sound nicey nice, but it isn't, is it? These people are dangerous, some of them. And some of them, I think they don't even know why. But let's just look at our safety as a collective if he becomes indicted. Because the NYPD and the Secret Service, you know, they are working hard to keep everybody safe. First card I get is Temperance. I like that. Balance, harmony, peace. Okay. The obstacle, his followers are going to be so brokenhearted. And I know it's hard, you know, because everything that 45 has done. But you know what? It's hard for his followers to see it. But this is part of their waking up. And if we can do anything as a collective to support them waking up and getting it and moving on and seeing the higher good, then let's do it. So, okay. So we get that it causes first stress, worry, and anxiety. Yes, right? I mean, you have all these officials trying to pull it together and, you know, the DA's office is nervous. I mean, I don't know if you saw the letter that, you know, Alvin Bragg had put out, you know, saying, be careful, that sort of thing. But then the card of contentment, happiness, joy. So, okay, so this is going to be okay. As a collective, you know, we're going to be okay. But I would still say, you know, if you're in that area on that day, please be careful. Let's take a look at what's going on with California. Like, there is so much going on, first of all. And I know I have a lot of people that live in California, have loved ones in California. You're thinking about going to California. there's a lot going on. So we have this huge teacher strike, right, in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Unified School District. You know, it's been about a year that they've been going back and forth with these negotiations, and they want 30% and they're being told no, 23%. And it's not just teachers. I mean, it's drivers, it's maintenance staff, it's supportive staff. And I think we ask so much of our teachers. We're asking them to teach and also go to battle every day because we have very few laws to protect them. And they don't even always have the right, actually, let's not mince words here. They don't typically even have the right supplies. So let's take a look at the outcome from the perspective of like the teachers and the support staff, the maintenance workers, the bus drivers, all these people, okay? And for any of you that live out there, tell me what you think. Tell me what's going on, because, you know, I'm getting that New England perspective out here. So let's take a look from their perspective. Cards are getting jumpy. So basically what I'm getting out of this is they will be celebrating a milestone. This is not going to last forever. They will get most of what they want. And I'm saying most, not all. I don't see, because look at what their obstacle is. Ace of Pentacles. So if you're listening, say no, a lot of you listen to me. Four of Wands. So celebrating a milestone. Ace of Pentacles, not getting that financial offer that they want. This is a big risk for them. Here's the Fool, right? The Fool is about taking a risk, right? Taking that leap of faith. And it does lead to more money and more stability. So I'm going to say it's a partial win. And, you know, when I look at these cards, these are slow cards, okay? So no, nothing lasts forever. But at the same time, it's going to drag out. I mean, it's already dragged out for a year. So it's something that's dragging out. But it needs to happen. We need to validate our teachers. So the other thing I wanted to look at with California is the weather. You know, once again, if you're in California, give me some perspective here. Because when I turn on the news, all I'm seeing is crazy stuff like snow, snow where there shouldn't be snow, flooding, lots of just wind and like weather events again and again and again. And it seems to be like all over the place. So let's see if California is going to be getting a reprieve in, let's say, the next week or two. Okay, if they're going to get some kind of reprieve from this. Because heaven knows they really need it, don't they? Nobody should have to go through this day in and day out. Okay. Okay. So, I mean, better times are coming, but more is going to happen. And they also need more support, right? They can't just be the hermit. We do need to support them with their endeavors, with everything that's going on. You know, they're not a one-man army, right? I mean, it's just one state. So they need the support from all of us, because I feel like a lot of people have lost their homes. They've lost their vehicles. They've lost their jobs, their new business that they started, their small business that was barely afloat, you know, it's affecting them. And if they didn't lose it, then they at least had to close it for a while. And that's tough. So I think that they need more support and more help. But there's also going to be a bit more weather, because the hermit is about learning more things to come. So there's that. No surprise, obstacles, stress, worry, and anxiety. And the cards are being a little bit mysterious. Like, okay, here's the High Priestess. There's more to come. And I kind of put her very similar to the Hermit in this case. That, yeah, it's not going to end. And once again, these are very slow moving cards. But in the end, things will be okay. you get the Nine of Cups, the card of contentment and peace and happiness. And, so yes, it's coming, but it's also kind of slow. So hang tight, try to be careful. What's that saying? Turn around, don't drown. So many people try going through the rain, but sometimes they just get caught in it. It's not like they even had a choice. I wanted to finish up with, because this is happening today, Fox News and Dominion, that $1.6 billion defamation lawsuit. That's happening. That's going on. And so I think we need to look at it. And why don't we look at it from the perspective of Dominion? Okay. They're the ones that had the voting machines. So let's see what's going to happen with that, because I think there's so much more. Once again, like, I'm actually seeing the death card with this one. Like, this is the beginning of the end for them. So this is from Dominion's point of view. Okay, so it doesn't go anywhere at first. Here's the Hanged Man. Now, could this be representing the fact that it's been slow moving anyways? I mean, it's not like this happened yesterday or last year, right? It's been going on now for years. So yes, we know that it's been slow moving. There's a lot to decide here. They are at a crossroads. They're going to have to make decisions. I think some of those decisions are, do we go after Fox News as a whole? Do we go after individuals? Do we go after Rupert Murdoch himself? So there's decisions that's going to be made along the way. I don't feel like this is a simple case, but that's okay, because I actually feel like it's going to be very positive for Dominion. Dominion is still waiting. They're waiting for their ship to come in. It's so funny because with this card, you would never know that's what it means because the water's yellow. So, but that's what it means. They're waiting for their ship to come in. They're waiting for more to happen. And they're waiting some more. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So this is going to take a bit of time. But at the same time, Fox is going to reap what they have sown. Okay. It's not just going to go away. It's going, let's do one more though. So once the waiting is done, so today was the start of something, but it was far from being over, far from being the conclusion today. So once the waiting is over, how does Dominion do? It's a ruthless battle. They're going to smoother waters, but there's more legal battles to come. There is so much more that's going to come to the surface. Well, if I keep going up, the cards are very similar. Here they are waiting. So once I get past the waiting, there's more waiting. Interesting. So this tells me this is going to be a very long, drawn out thing. And let's face it, Fox has the news to do that. They have that sort of 45 tactic where, they just try to drag things out for as long as humanly possible. So anyways, let's end on a high note. Let's have our kitty cats going. Just ask the universe, what do I need to know right now? What would be the most beneficial thing for me to know? Don't think about it. Just go with your gut. 1, 2, or 3. Here we go. First card, 2 of Pentacles. So right now you're feeling like you're balancing and juggling things. Maybe you're balancing finances, you're balancing your health, that work-life balance. So that tells me you need to do some grounding. Do some grounding, things will get better, okay? Number 2, the Empress. I love these cards. They're so gorgeous, aren't they? The Empress is about having a time, this is your time, to be productive, creative, to experience abundance, to work the law of attraction, to start manifesting what you want. And number 3, justice. So if you feel that you have been treated unfairly, that things have not been going your way, that you've had struggles and strife. Justice is coming on your behalf. Things are going to balance themselves out and it's going to get better. All right, everyone, it was a pleasure making this video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, check out membership, check out my website, dianneaquarius.com, and I will see you all in a few days. Bye, everyone.